Hey everyone, welcome to our channel MeghaDiscourse. In this class, we are going to understand the difference between MLA and APA and the respective editions and the difference between their editions, because this is important topic and this is favorite topic of UGC NET. In every cycle, they ask questions from this topic. So that's why this is important and this topic has its own importance. Have your pen and paper or notebook and focus on this class. The first thing is that full form of MLA and APA. Sometimes they ask directly these type of questions. So MLA, it means Modern Language Association. Now, who used MLA rules? The students related to language. It means the students of humanities, literature and language, they used MLA. Now, what is APA? It means American Psychology Association. Now, who used APA? The student related to psychology. It means the student who study psychological perspective. Linguistic students, psychology students, and the students of social science, something like that. Okay. Now you are thinking that the students who are related to language, they are studying MLA. But linguistic is a part of language. Yes, linguistic is a part, but it is a practical as well. And we need to understand the signs, signifier and signified. And it comes under the psychological perspective, and we need to understand the psychology of the person to understand the meaning, like we have in pragmatics and semantics. So that's why this linguist comes under psychology. Okay, so first MLA and APA. Now let us understand the MLA and its edition and all the rules related to MLA. Now look, in MLA currently we have 9th edition and it was published in 2021. So this is your first question. And this former edition was 8th, obvious, and it was published in 2016. They both are your PYQ. Now, there is a kind of some basic formatting. Let us understand with example. This is book, you know very well, beginning theory. This is not written in MLA style, I'm not saying, but let me clear all the rules related to MLA with help of the book, okay? Because I think visual presentation is more important. Suppose this is this chapter. So MLA school says that in this chapter, the margin, that is thus white space, there should be 1 inch margin, both sides. Okay, this is the first rule. It is written in Times New Roman font with 20 point. This is the second rule. So 1 inch margin, Times New Roman and 20 point. 3 points clear? Fourth point is that when you move to the second paragraph, there should be ½ inch indent. That should be space between two paragraphs. It should be ½ inch. And this is that. The small space after finishing of one paragraph. Okay? Fourth rule. And the fifth, they are saying, well, these are the must rule. You should follow this rule. And you know, these in the last, we have some book citations, we have bibliography. They say, no, you will not say it bibliography. You are not going to call it bibliography. It is works cited. Okay. And this is your PYQ. So these are 5 rules. This is the basic formatting rule related to MLA. Now, MLA principle says, I am repeating it again, that if you are writing a book or journal, so first the thing is that it should be written in Times New Roman with 20 point. There should be 1 inch margin. Okay. There should be ½ inch of intent after every paragraph. And you are not calling any work citation. You will call it works cited. Okay. So this is the basic formatting. Now, let us understand the difference between 8th edition and 9th edition, and for that we need to understand the 9th edition first, that why they need to focus on 9th edition if we have the 8th edition. Okay, so these are 9 core elements. Okay, and we need to understand these 9 core elements to understand the basic concept of MLA, the citations of MLA. First, author. The first point is author comes first. Obviously, if we skip author, then how do we know who write this? So first author comes, then the title of the book. Suppose I have this beginning theory. This is the book. So it is written by Peter Berry. So first I write Peter Berry. Then the title. Title is Beginning Theory and Introduction to Literary and Culture Theory. So this is our title. Now, container. This is the book. There is no source. Okay, no other sources. Like, but if you use any journal, PPT. Suppose if there is any journal, okay, and you have taken the source from somewhere, so you have to write it in container and the name of the journal. Okay, suppose I have written something, then can the subaltern speak? So this is a topic from where I pick some material. So I have to write this in the container box. Now, contributor. In this contributor, we are not adding author. Here, like editor, we have an illustrator, translator. These kind of persons are included in contributor. Then the fifth point is version. Like it is latest version. You can say it edition. Like it is this third edition. So we write version here. Then number, issue number. Like suppose issue number of this book is 2. Okay. So we will write the issue number here. Okay. Then publisher, who is the publisher? Like the publisher of this book is Viva. So here is like Viva Books Private Limited. Okay. So we will write the publisher here. Sometimes we have Penguin Books. Then we have publication date. Suppose the publisher year or publishing date, we have 2006. Okay. In location, it is not like that you are at home or city. It is like page number, or we have DOI and URL here. So this is in the 9th edition, they have added DOI. Now, what is DOI and what is URL? URL means Uniform Resource Locator. Okay. So URL, Uniform Resource Locator. Like, sorry, we use HTTP, okay, .com, this kind of www.com and HTTP, this kind of standard web address. They come under URL. Now, what is this DOI? DOI means Digital Object. I means identifier. This is permanent and standardized more than URL. Okay, it can be changed, but it can't be changed. There is a alphanumeric string identify system here. Okay, it can't be changed. If there's a person who changed the sources again and again, that it is not changed. DOI is not changed. The main source, like, okay, and you are picking from, like, suppose there's a can the subaltern speak if the main source changed. So URL can be changed, but DOI will not change, and it is more authentic. So in 9th edition, they have added this DOI. Okay. Now there are some basic things before understanding the example. Now, principal MLA say, I have 2 kinds of toffee. First is italics and other is quotation mark. Now, these 2 kind of toffees will divide it among the students according to their need. Okay. Now, who will get italics toffee and who will get quotation toffee? So, italics means most important thing. It means the teachers who are senior in the school. Okay. And quotation means junior, or you can say primary students who are younger in the school. Okay. So, MLA say those who are prime, who are old, who include something, and who are young, elder, older, both, they will get that italics. And those who are younger and who are sideline, they will get quotation. Now, let me clarify this. Suppose there is a book, there's an album, because collection of poem. Okay, the name of, I mean to say collection, book, album. These kind of things will get italics marks. Okay, they will write in italics while we're talking about container or title. Okay, but those which is contained or which included in the book, collection, album, they will write in quotation. Suppose I have this Peterberry. Yes, I have another book as well. Like this is another. This is Peterberry. This is an name of book. I will write this beginning theory in italics. Okay. But if there is a chapter, suppose this is post, okay, so I will write this postmodernism in quotation because book is prime, book is older, okay, and this is chapter. So the chapter, the song, the poem, they were written in quotation, but the book, collection, album, they were written in italics. So younger ones get quotation toffee and elder one gets or older one gets italics toffee. Okay, I hope now it will be clear to you. Now, another point is that here these are your PYQs. Okay, suppose there are more than one author. Now, whose name will come first, whose name will go second, and what kind of citations rule they have to follow. So MLA says there are many authors. I have to make a rule. Like in a staff room, there are many teachers and they will fight for a chair. Like I will sit there. This is my chair because I have seen it in the morning. This is kind of just a live example. Okay. Then what MLA principal will do? He makes a rule and he say who comes first will get the seat. Similarly, in this rule, if we have author, so that who is prime, that who is main, and who has his name will come first. This is, for example, suppose I have this Peter Berry and Helen Kane. If you do not know that it is not only written by Peter Harry, it is also written by Helen Carr. Okay, here two authors named. So if there is a one author, then I will write last name, comma, first name. Okay, so this is one example. So last name is Peter Berry. So Berry, Peter. Okay, this is first one. If there is a two author, Peter Berry and Helen Carr. So he says first, this is the same last name, first name. And reverse the order. First name, comma, last name. It means if Peter Berry, so I will write here Berry and Peter and Helen Carr. So he said this. Reverse the order. Okay. Now if he says there are more than two, so I do not have any rule. I cannot make rule. Now what should I do? Just write the last name and first name of the main writer and write ATAL. It is a Latin term. Okay. So I will write it clearly. So this is ATAL. It is a Latin term and this is your PYQ. It means and others. All are included. Okay. Then the main writers. So he says just write last name, first name and write ATAL and finish the matter. Okay. So these are your PYQs. Okay. Now this is the example. Okay. And it is example of your journal. Now first they wrote in 9 core element. First they wrote about the author. Okay. So here is our author. Now look at this. First we have last name. Then we have first name. And there is a comma. And these kind of small details are your questions. Okay. If they do not insert comma here, it means there is an error and it is not following the rule of MLA. But you should know that last name, first name and then comma and there is a full stop. Okay. So fourth thing, last name, comma, first name and full stop. Okay. So this is your author detail. Second point, we have title. So this is the title and the title, it is written in inverted comma, in quotation mark. I told you which is small, younger, it is written in quotation and which is large, prime, it is written in italics. So this is the title. Now the next we have Journal of Indian Literature. It is written in italics. Okay, there is a not visible because this is the main name of journal in which this topic was published. Okay, so this is prime, it is written in italics and this is your secondary, it is written in quotation mark. And now you have to focus that all the first letter of every word, it was written in caps case, capital letter. Okay, so because in APA it is not so. So I am here teaching you. Now after title there is a again full stop. Okay, and this is your title. This is your container. Okay, title, container. Now after container we have volume, that is addition. So here volume 14 and number 2, it is issue number and both were written in small case and they should be comma after every step. Volume, then we have issue number, then we have publisher, year. I said we have this next step. Then we have page and page PP, not page number completely. Then we have full stop and this is your page number. Now you will say that between 45 and 67 here they have used dash or hyphen. Some students have the confusion between hyphen and dash. So hyphen means connector, connect two words like water, bottle. So water is different, bottle is different. But when we use hyphen, it becomes water bottle, a complete. Okay, dash means used for separation. Like if I say water bottle, it means water is different and bottle is different. So here in 4567, they have separated pages. Many pages are there. So here we use dash. But what kind of dash? And dash. Okay. So here they use and dash. And this and dash means it is slightly larger than normal dash. Okay. So here we use and dash. And then it is DOI. DOI means Digital Object Identifier. It is different from URL. In 9th edition, they have given DOI because it is permanent alphanumeric form. Okay. So this we use first HTTPS, and this is your number. Okay. Publication number of this site. Okay. So this is your DOI, and after DOI, there should be full stop so that your word citation will be completed. So this is how you write a journal. Okay, just focus on this. Where to use full stop, we use comma, and they will give this kind of questions. Okay, like they will give 4 options, and you have to odd one out that this is not MLA, this is why this is not MLA, why this is not the clear example of MLA. Okay, what is the book citation style? I think this will be clear to you. Okay, sorry, if I have to cite this book. So now this is for a book citation. Okay, Peter Berry is the name of writer. Now again focus on that. So this is the last name, this is your first name, and there should be comma. Then we have full stop. First step complete. Iska matlab this is right. Now the name, beginning theory and introduction to literary and culture theory. This is in italics because we are talking about the book. We are not talking about the chapter. If I write here postmodernism, it will written in quotation. Then it will written in italics. Okay, but I am just talking about the book, so it is written in italics. Okay, then we have full stop. Third edition is there. So third edition, comma. We are not talking about any page number because we are talking about the book completely, and it is not like here we have Viva Books Private Limited, but the press who published this is Manchester University Press, and when it was published in 2009, there is a no DOI or URL because this is complete a book in a book form. Okay, so this is book citation. Generally in a paper they ask book citations, but we do not know about their mindset. So this is the difference between them. Okay, now what is the difference in 8th edition and 9th edition of MLA? This is important point to note. Let us understand from the table you are seeing on your screen. So first change is on DOI format. In DOI format, this is the most asked edition which is changed in MLA. I am talking about the Digital Object Identifier. Okay, in 8th edition we have DOI, but it is not in the form of HTTPS. It was included in 9th edition. Okay, this is the most important change. So in 8th edition, there is a no HTTPS, there is a no www.com, just DOI and colon. So, and then the number directly. In 9th edition, DOI must be written as a complete hyperlink with help of HTTPS colon and this DOI.organization. Okay. So, now the second change they are given to media format added. It means in 8th edition citation, there is some kind of music album. Okay. So, we just write it simply, the name of album and this. But in 9th edition, they say that you have to write, if it is MP3 or if it is a video, then you write MP4. Okay, if this is an ebook, then write ebook here. And there is any film disc, then write like Blu-ray. So they said write DVD, but what kind of name you are using for a media? So just write it down here. So it was added in 9th edition. Then inclusive language section was added in 9th edition. Now what was included? Inclusive language section. This is not a citation format change, but it is a writing guideline. In 8th edition, there is no guidance on gender, identity and race sensitive language anywhere in the handbook. So in 9th edition, which is added a completely new section on inclusive language. Now the guiding says use person first language, avoid assuming gender, use they or them when gender of a person is unknown. So for example, in old way, if I say each student must submit his paper by Friday. In 9th edition, I will say each student must submit their paper by Friday because I do not know about the gender. So this is important one. Next, we have annotated bibliography. Okay, it is a kind of guidance which was added. In 8th edition, there is no guidance on annotated bibliographies anywhere. In 9th edition, they added a full new section explaining how to write an annotated bibliography. For example, I have this Peterberry beginning theory you have know very well. If I took postmodernism in this topic, or suppose if I have to tell about beginning theory to the students, now I will write after this citation that this book provides a clear and accessible introduction to major literary theories, including structuralism, post-structuralism, feminism, etc. So Peterberry used simple language, making it ideal for students. Okay, it is highly recommended for UGC NET. So this kind of bibliography you have to add after citation. Okay, it is written in 2 to 3 lines kind of description. Okay, so this is important. Now, fifth change is purpose of your handbook. In 8th edition, only a reference guide is used. You look up the specific rules when needed. You have to follow your MLA guidelines, and you have to look again and again to these rules. But in 9th edition, both a textbook and a reference guide, you will find more examples, more explanation, and more student friendly. Like you can add media sources, you can add bibliography and inclusive gender. So it is more friendly and logical. Okay. Hope now you can understand the MLA citation and the difference between 8th and 9th edition. Now let us move to APA. So APA, American Psychological Association. So currently we have 7th edition and it was published in 2019. Okay. Before that we have 6th edition and it was published in 2009, just 10 years before. Okay. So this is your APA. Now, who use this? As I told you, the students of social science, psychology and linguistics. Okay. Now, what is difference between 7th and 6th edition? Before moving to this, we have to understand the basic formatting of APA principle. Now, APA principle says, in my school, you have to follow this order. And the order are nearly same than that of MLA because there are so many common rules among all schools. So, they will say, write in Times New Roman with 20 point, have 1 inch margin, have half inch intent. Okay, all these are very well. But there is a difference. You will not say work cited, work cited. I am going to change it. Like they change the uniform color. Okay, so he says, call it reference. So, where in MLA school, they used work cited. In APA, they call it references. And who used bibliography? In Chicago citations, bibliography is used instead of works cited and references. So keep in mind this difference between APA and MLA, that in APA, they call it references and MLA, they call it works cited. Okay, so this is our addition. Now, let us understand core element of APA. They say, I have these 8 core elements. MLA, we have 9 core elements, but they say I have these 8 core elements. And in the 8 core element, first we use author. Okay, in MLA we have author. Now they say I will use publishing year, running year of publication after author. But they used title. So this is the first difference between MLA and APA. Okay, they used publication year comes after author. Okay. Then he says, like APA principle says, then you have to write title. And after title, you have to write the name of journal. Title is written in italics or quotation. Title is written in quotation and journal is written in italics. But there is some change. We will consider it with example. Before that, they will say write volume number, then issue number, then page number, then DOI. Okay, this is simple. So in the first 4 steps, there is a change, especially in second step. Okay, we have the book Sharma Priya. Okay, suppose this is example, the same example. Okay, now look, there are so many, you can say change. In APA, author name is written like this. They used last name and the initial name. Okay, the first initial letter, not name, but the initial letter of the name. Okay, in like this, there was comma and full stop is same. So this is the first difference between MLA and APA. Now, after author, they use year of publication. So here we have second difference. Then they use, this is the name of title. Now they say you cannot write a title in quotation mark. Okay. So this is the work of MLA schools. This is not our work. So and second thing is they say you do not use caps in every noun or every letter, or so in every word. Okay, so you have to just the main proper noun, the main name, you can only capitalize that one. So in MLA, they use first letter of every word in capital case, but in APA, they use small letter. But the main this Arundhati Roy is important, so they use the first letter in capital case. Okay. Third, this is the name of journal, that is container. So it is written in italics. Okay. So this is written in your italics. It is same. Okay. Now they say after this, we have volume. They were written volume like in volume 2, then you write here 3rd edition, something like that. They say no, we are not going to write it. So in volume, it is written in italics. Just keep this thing, the difference in your mind. Okay, so this is written in italics, and then after that there is a no comma, there is a no point, and they used, and after that there is a no comma, there is a no point, and they used here brackets, and here we have issue number, that is 2. Then we have comma, similarly page number. In MLA, they use PP before this, but they say no, we do not use that P. Okay, so here 45 to 67, and then we have comma. Okay, sorry, full stop, and then they use DOI. There is a no full stop at the end. Just keep this in mind. In MLA, we have full stop, but here we do not have. So this is your APA. Now I think you can clearly understand a little bit the difference between MLA and APA citation. Now let us understand the difference between 6th and 7th edition. Okay. Before understanding 6th and 7th edition, let us have a look on the example of book citation. So suppose Peter Barry is a book. They say author, last name and initial. So I am using here Barry, and Peter, that is P, is the initial. Okay. Here P is the initial, and this is your author name. It means I have completed the first part. Now they says the publishing year. Suppose the publishing year of this book is 2020. So it was written in bracket. Okay. Then we have full stop. Now they are saying title. It is not written in quotation mark. So I have the title, beginning theory, और आप semicolon करके complete लिख देना, and introduction to literary and culture theory. It was written in a single title. Okay. I do not have, there is a no journal, so I don't need to write it. But if I write here the title, okay, then postmodernism, if it is general, then it is written in simple italics. Okay, so it is written in italics because I am writing the main thing. Now volume, okay, or edition, so it is written in italics, or if there is any issue number, that it is written in bracket. So issue number is 3rd edition, so after that we use here 3rd edition. Okay, that is the issue number. Then page number, we are not talking about any page number. DOI, we are not talking about an DOI, but yes, we are talking about the location. So here we also have the location, that comes here. After page number, it is location. In location, we have DOI, URL, page number. Okay, so after this, I will write full stop and Manchester University Press, full stop, and finish. So this is how I write a book citation in APA. Okay, now what is difference between 6th and 7th edition? So have a look on this. So the first change in 6th and 7th edition is that running head is completely off. Now what is running head? So what is running header? This book, running header is this portion, above portion, the header portion. So it was written in the left side in the 50 character, the name of title or topic. Like here we have this name of journal. So here we have the title like beginning theory, or suppose it is on feminism. So it is written feminism here. So this is your in 6th edition, and here you will write the page number. But in this latest edition, it was removed. They say no, you do not need to write this. You do not need to write the name of container or the chapter. Okay, there should be a page number. Okay, so this is the running header. They have removed, it is in 7th edition, but it was in 6th edition. Okay, now number 2, 3 or more authors in text. Now in MLA, we have more than 2 writers, and they just write first name, second name, and then they write it as in a ETAN. Similarly, they said, like if suppose there are more than 1 writer, like here is a Sharma, Verma and Karma. Okay, so you will write here the name of Sharma, then Verma and Karma, and book year, because this is the second part. Okay, and finish it. This is according to them. But it is in first citation. In second citation, according to 6th edition, in second citation, what you will do? You will write the name of the main person and ETAL and then publishing year. Okay, so they are saying that in the second you will do this. If there is a third citation, you will write, but on the second onwards, you will write kind of this. In MLA, they say no, from the first citation, you will write like this. Okay, so this is another difference. So this, and in 7th edition, they changed it. They say, no, you will not follow this first citation guideline, second citation guideline. And in latest edition, they remove this and they said, simple, whether you have one writer, two writer, three writer, you have to write the name of main important, then ETAL, and then publishing year. Okay. Third is title is now bolded. So in 6th edition, paper title, The Politics of Silence in Aditya Roy's fiction, like this is our title name. So we have to make it regular type. There is no need to bold it. Okay. And it is on centered and it is centered on your page. But in 7th edition, they say, no, we are going to change some rules. Now it should be in bold and it should be in centered on edge. So centered on edge is same, but now it is not regular, it is bold. Okay. So in 6th edition, title is regular, 7th edition, title is bold. Now they change DOI format. In 6th edition, similarly like MLA, they do not use HTTPS or .com kind. Okay. But in 7th edition, they used it. Okay. So another important, they have 5 change. Retrieved from removed. What is retrieved from removed? Like this is our citation. Here we have user citation. Here we write the HTTPS, okay, DOI, this kind, okay. After that, before this HTTPS, before that, we have to write that retrieved from. It means the source is taken from, okay. So it is mandatory to write before that HTTPS or any other source or URL. They say no need to write this. This is HTTPS is enough. So they use this word retrieved from the 6th edition. Okay. So now the 6th change is city of publication is removed. They say in 6th edition, like we have Anita Desai book. So we have to write like Desai, Anita, okay, Clear Light of Day, New York. So they say, no, you don't need not to write this New York and the abbreviation of New York. Okay. So they removed it. Okay. So this is the important and logical, I think, thing they do with the 7th edition. Then they say tables and figures placement. All the tables and figures, they had to go after the reference section at the end of very chapter or the book. This is in 6th edition. But now they say in the 7th edition that the tables and figure can be placed right where they are discussed, or you can say after the topic. Okay. If like I am talking about organs of speech, so I can write the table and make the table after organs of speech, discussion or description. I don't need to write after the completion of all the sections. Okay. So this is much more logical. So this is the difference between APA and APA 6th edition and 7th edition. Now we have completed this MLA, the difference between both the editions, APA, the difference with both editions. And now I think you get the idea, the difference between MLA and APA. So again, I'm saying, what is the difference between MLA and APA? It is that in MLA, first, the name of author. So in MLA, we write last name and then first name and there is a full stop. And in APA, we write last name and initial letter of first name. Okay? And there is a comma. So this is the difference. Like here, I write here Smith, Adam, and this is full stop. Okay? And here we write Smith. Okay? Then initial letter, that is Adam, and then we here full stop, and suppose there is any publication here. Okay. So this is the first difference. The second difference is that they say in MLA, okay, after author name, you will write title, and they say you will write publication year. So this is the second difference. The third difference in the title, they say in title, every first letter of words should be capitalized or in cap case. They say only the first letter of the title, it is in cap case. Okay. So all the title, they are in lower case or in small case, and it was written in italics. They will say that it is written in quotation. There are 3 differences. Now, fourth difference is that they write issue number in simple with help of comma. They write in bracket. Okay. Like if they need to write addition. So they will write addition here, like after volume in comma. They will write third addition in bracket. And last and the important one is that citation with publication year, and then we have full stop like in 2019. Okay, but they use publication year before publisher, so they end the citation with publisher, like we have Manchester University Press, Penguin Books, so they end with the Penguin Books and full stop. Okay, so this is difference between MLA and APA. I hope you get all the points related to MLA and APA, and hope this video helped you a lot. So hope you like this video, and if you have any issues regarding MLA and APA, then let me know. Okay, I will try to clear it. So this is all about our today's lecture. So bye bye, take care.